here are our guests. We also have Varun from Hochschule Ansbach, who will be also introducing the program. He's not on the picture here, but he is in the like in the panelist, so he will be speaking for you and also maybe taking some questions in Q&A. We will see. And Tamir from 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘳. Of course, I will introduce both of them or all of them, three of them during the presentations parts. But before that, about my German University, which is a database where you can find programs that are offered by German universities. Here you see that it says the largest database of English taught study programs, which means that in case you want to study in Germany in English fully or partially, you're welcome to use the study finder. But at the same time, if you want to search for programs offered in German, you can still use the study finder as well as German programs there as well. Feel free to use the filters, which I will show you in detail in a moment. And this study finder is there for you to narrow down your search and find most suitable program. It's not only the list of programs, but also programs have pages which include detailed information why this program is interesting, what accreditation it has. Then sometimes we have embedded testimonials from students or graduates. So it's very informative, we believe, and there are always course pages linked where you can end to the program page and see the whole information also provided from their side as well. You can also check out the articles. In case today, I don't know, APS or visa issues will be mentioned, I will be sharing the links because we have those articles. They are sometimes broad, sometimes very narrow. For example, waiting time for visa in a country, and we do this according to also students' requests and topics. I saw today a new research about the housing issues for international students when searching for study programs in Europe. The biggest problem was in Italy and then was Germany. So in case you have questions also about housing in one of those universities, how it's managed, feel free to also ask questions in this regard. And we also have article about this. It's living in Germany here. And of course, we have webinars to stay connected and to try to assist you in your application in terms of presenting the programs and also taking your questions. Also, we have general webinars about broader topics like studying in Germany, visa, uni assist, and scholarships. All right, this is our team. We are based in Hamburg, Germany, and the team is international and German today. All right, as I said, the study finders has lots of filters. So, and why do we need them? Actually, why it's really important, because if you search for select programs according to subject in energy engineering and renewable energy, you see 400 results. And then I believe you don't have time to check each of them individually. Therefore, you need to narrow down your search. Would be according to bachelor and master, of course, but again, if it's for master, there are still a number of programs available. Therefore, you can select some program feature, university feature, some finance requirements in terms of your, for example, language degree, language level, and application, for example, deadline, intake, etc. And then you all can always sort programs according to some criteria, and all those filters are combinable so that you can always see results that are valuable for you. And in case you, let's say, like 10 programs, you can always shortlist them and add them to favorites, so you don't have to search for them all the time. And then when you go to your profile, you will always see your shortlisted programs and then check what are the requirements, etc., etc. We also have subject pages. Those subject pages provide general information of the subject. In this regard, there are 2 pages, and you can always see what are the application admission requirements, job perspectives, language requirements in those subjects. These are broader descriptions. You will see lots of graphs in this regard, and of course the programs that are or list of programs in this subject once again. We always advise you to check all programs individually because they are very different, unique, and it's not only about names or cities that should be like the point when you decide which is the best program, because yeah, it's up to a program to attract you. We want to mention that in Germany there are types of universities. From our experience, it's not that common for all countries. But in Germany, there are universities and universities of applied sciences. Universities are more research and theory oriented and have programs that are more research and theory oriented. Universities of applied sciences usually have programs that are more application and practice oriented. Again, going back to my slide, is that check out each program individually because there could be exceptions on both sides. And when I say this, I also mean it because I have moderated a number of webinars by now, and there were cases where it was mentioned that even though it's a research university, we still have a practice orientation in our course. So this is true. I don't come up with words right now. And again, another advice would be to always search for programs according to subject, not by program name, unless you know exactly how the program is named, because by subject you see broader range, and then you can always narrow down and shortlist a few programs. All right, now the mic goes to Ansbach University of Applied Sciences. On the screen you see the Dr. Gerd Hoffmann, who will be talking about Master Engineering Smart Energy Systems. The location is on the map, and he will be also assisted by Varun Ort, and they will already decide who will start.
Okay, thank you very much. I think it's my turn to start. Thank you for the short introduction, Nino. I will just share my screen if I may. Just wait a second, please. Okay, and now you should be able to see my presentation. Okay, welcome from Ansbach and from Ansbach University of Applied Sciences in specific. My name is, as it has already been stated, Varun Friedrich, which is my middle name, that's German. The first name is Indian, and I'm working for the International Student Advisory Service and taking care of our international students. I'm also employed in the career service, where I try to help our international students to find jobs. You can see my contact details here, but later on I will go and say a bit more about that. Now, Nino has already told you about the difference between a University of Applied Sciences and a university in specific. So I will just skip that slide and tell you something about Ansbach. We have approximately 42,000 citizens, and the closest next town, which you might have heard of, is Nuremberg, about 50 kilometers away, and the capital of Bavaria, Munich, is approximately 200 kilometers away. If you know Stuttgart, a lot of people know Stuttgart, it's somewhere in between. Ansbach has a small town flair in the heart of Franconia, a region in Bavaria with an 18th century residence. So the city center is basically historical, which kind of coins the atmosphere. The university itself is young and modern, individual and practice-oriented, and I will just say some words about what that means. Young and modern means we are one of the youngest universities in Bavaria, and therefore we have a lot of modern equipment, which is a gain for you if you study with us, because you are working in laboratories and studios with very good technical devices. For example, when I say individual, I mean that we have small study groups. We have about 4,200 students completely, and the study groups are quite small, as I already said, which means you have a top support and mentoring by our professors, who are also practice oriented. They all have a practical background. They know the business and can show you career paths. We have a practical semester where you have to work at a company, which does not apply for all of the master students, but they are also have the possibility to work, which we also welcome. And as I said, working for the career service, we try to support you in that matter. We have laboratory work as well as company projects in which you can be involved. Just as an example, the students of the master's degree program, Energy Technology and Energy Management, have developed a concept for the use of solar energy for the animal shelter in Ansbach. At the moment, we have a number of international masters. Most of them are located at the Faculty of Engineering, Applied Biotechnology, Sustainable Building Systems, and Smart Energy Systems. The latter two will be introduced by 𝘗𝘀𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. At the Faculty of Business, we have International Product and Service Management, and upcoming this winter semester at the Faculty of Media Science Communication. Just as a general overview, because I cannot get into detail, the start of the winter term is the 1st of October, the summer term is the 15th of March, and the semester fee is €72 per semester. We do not have any tuition fees for our international students. The basic requirements, without going into detail, is that you have to have an English B2 level and a German A1 or A2 level. That depends upon the study program, and at least 180 ECTS points in your bachelor degree. All international students are required to submit a VPD issued by UniAssist. You can join our German courses and improve your German as German is the working language in most companies here in the regions or in Germany in general. If Nino said something about housing, if you're looking for a place to be, you might have luck to get into a student dormitory where a flat costs between 270 and €400 per month. But to be honest, it's easier to find private accommodation because the places in the student dormitories are, of course, very much desired. Okay, we also try to support our students at the beginning. We have an orientation week and a buddy program, as well as an international study group. The network of international students is very well working, and they support each other in a great way. So now I'm already at a close. The contact details, you can see them on this slide. There is my number as well as an email address, and we also have a WhatsApp channel which you can use easily by just, if you take out your handy, scanning the QR code, and we are very responsive. So if you write us on WhatsApp, it should only take, usually you get a message on the same day. Okay, that's it from my side. So I will hand over the mic to 𝘗𝘀𝘪𝘥𝘪𝘯𝘨. Thank you very much.
Hey, so thank you, Varun, for this introduction to our university. And yeah, as already said, I'd like now try to get you a bit more into the details on our master course of Smart Energy Systems. This course is located at an so-called outpost of the university at the energy campus of the university, where we not only have this Smart Energy Systems master, but also the Sustainable Building Systems master, which is a bit more about the building and the technology inside the building, whereas the Smart Energy Systems is more about the energy network that we use for our buildings. I will come to that later. We also do some research. For example, we have a close look on the energy management systems, which we can integrate in our buildings and which are necessary to maintain our energy network, our grid, for the future. We also have some projects ongoing together with Siemens, also with water storage. So we deal with future energy systems. We do studies on future grid systems, on smart grids. And as you can guess from Vata, we are also in the storage, in the battery storage business. And we do some studies how we can integrate these battery storage not only inside our buildings, but also in the big energy grid. Further, we have further education programs where we share our knowledge with other businesses and with the people that are just interested in our topics. Okay, so what is our future energy system? It will be a smart energy system, and this is why we have to take a closer look on that. What will be on the agenda for this master course? We will have a closer look to all the different participants in this network. I try to use laser pointer to guide you. So coming from the buildings, we just have solar rooftop energy production. We can couple this with some electric storages. We can also couple it with some thermal storages. And of course, we have a connection to the district energy contribution, where other buildings are also integrated. Again, with some photovoltaics, we can also find some combined peaker plants. We also have hydropower stations. We have onshore wind. On the other side of the hill here, you can see some offshore wind systems. And all of these different systems have to be connected to make our grid working. And this is a huge challenge for the future. So right now we can see 3 megatrends of our time. And this is namely the decarbonization. So everybody tries to avoid CO2 emissions, especially emissions from fossil energy, from fossil energies. So we want to get rid of the traditional power plants that emit a lot of greenhouse gases. Then we can also observe the trend of decentralization. So together with all these renewable energy systems like PV or wind, the energy is not produced at one single location, but it is spread all over the land. And the third big mega trend is the digitalization. So all these systems have to be connected. They will get connected in a digital way. So what does this mean for our future energy system experts, the smart energy systems experts? You will have a broad knowledge in different terms. So you will, of course, have to deal with the Internet of Things. So we have a lot of sensors to acquire different data from sources and also from consumers in the network. This is linked with the information technology. So all the information, all the data that we gather has to be processed. As we have a lot of information, nobody will be able to process this by hand. So this means we need artificial intelligence, because this will help us to manage this big data. Of course, we cannot overcome the economy, which is linked with all that stuff. So we need economy in the energy sector. So you will learn how the market works, and you will have an insight into simulation and optimization of energy systems. And this will make you an expert for smart energy systems in the end. How can you get there? The modules for smart energy systems are organized from bottom to top. So you will start in the first semester with modules like energy system and energy economy. We will deal with simulation of decentralized energy systems. We will have a look into the IoT technologies and data interfaces. There will be a module about LabVIEW programming, which is a graphical programming language similar to Node-RED for those of you who are a bit into this topic already. And we will have some artificial intelligence basics module. Besides, there are elective courses which you can choose from the offer of the university and also of other universities in whole Bavaria via the virtual University of Bavaria, which is an online course where you can study right on your demand. In the second semester, we will deal with virtual power plants. So this is the combination of all these renewable producers and consumers. How can we get these into a system to replace a conventional power plant? We will have a look in the energy entrepreneurship. So you will get an idea how you can think of your own startup, of your own business. Then we will have a look in the optimization and operations research. There's a project course where you can just follow your ideas and create your own energy system and manage it. And we will have an application of the artificial intelligence in the energy systems. Again, we have some elective courses. And finally, in the third semester, of course, you will have to write your master thesis, which goes often along with some companies that we work together with. We have a master seminar to support you in the scientific work for the master thesis. And in the end, you will be ready for the market. During our lectures, we will often have on-site lectures. There will be excursions. So with our partners, we try to visit interesting places. We will have a look inside interesting projects. On the right side, you can see an excursion together with Siemens to one of the first hydrolyzers in Germany. We also have guests from different companies, and we will also have visits to technology fairs to get you in contact with the industry so that you have the chance to aim for a job already during your study. Job opportunities are really big. So in the south of Germany, as you can see on this map, in the triangle of Stuttgart, Nuremberg, and Munich, there is a huge amount of different companies that look for experts in energy systems like you would get. So take this chance. I also have the requirements listed for smart energy systems. So you have to have a successfully completed university degree. At least you need 180 ECTS. You can gather additional 30 ECTS per semester with a bridging semester, or we also recognize some work experience to aim for more credit points. The overall examination grade has to be better than 2.3. We need English and German, and there's a letter of motivation required. You can find all these information on our homepage listed. Again, I will share the link in the end. The application for both our master degrees is only possible for the winter semester. Application takes place online via our application portal. It is open in May. There you have to upload all the documents, and you have also to get the preliminary review documentation by UniAssist, which must be issued especially for Ansbach University of Applied Science. Please take into account that this usually takes 6 weeks, so submit your documents as early as possible. Here are just our links, which are quite easy. So For smart energy systems, just type hs-ansbach.de/SES. For our other course, replace SES by SBS. To get more information about the energy campus of the university, head out for campus-feuchtwangen.de, and more information about the city of Feuchtwangen you can find under stadtfeu.de. So now I'm at the end of my presentation. If you have special questions concerning the content of the study, you can also reach out for me, send me an email. I will try to answer all your questions. And now I'm at the end, and I will hand back to Nino again. Thank you.
Thank you very much to both of you for the presentations, and dear Varun, thank you also for taking the questions in Q&A. But we will still voice some of them during the live part of the Q&A. So thank you very much once again. Now I share a screen for just a minute to give the mic to 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘐𝘳𝘪𝘯𝘨 from KIT HECTOR School of Engineering and Management, Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, who will be talking about Master Energy Engineering and Management. Again, the location is on the map, and more details will follow from 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘐.
Yes, thank you very much, Nino, and I will share the presentation right now. Yes, do you able to see it?
Not in the presentation now.
Yeah, right now. So, exactly, I will tell you and all the participants about the HECTOR School of Engineering and Management. This is the Technology and Business School of the Karlsruhe Institute of Technology, and my name is 𝘗𝘢𝘪𝘐𝘳𝘪𝘯𝘨. I'm working as a junior program consultant here, so all the questions that you have either around the study or about any master program, so you can just write me and I will be glad to answer all your questions. So I suggest directly to start a little bit with our location. So as you could see from the map, we are located also not so far from the Stuttgart, and we are actually the second largest city in the Bundesland, Baden-Württemberg. This region is also very famous for the companies, and there are a lot of companies located here, big one, middle-sized, and small startups, all kind. And you can also see it in the previous presentation that the south of Germany is really rich on technologies and businesses. So we are located also not so far from the border with France. So there is just 50 kilometers from here to France. And as you can see, there are such big companies and players like John Deere, Bosch, Porsche, Mercedes-Benz, Zeiss, Siemens, Daimler, and a lot of others that are located just in the radius of 70 kilometers. So this provides our students, either current or already alumni, the perfect opportunity to find a good and a proper position to implement their obtained knowledge that they received during their master degree here. And this is like the thing that we really value, and we also encourage our students to apply to the companies so they could feel this potential of the region where they are living. So right now, some words about us, about the KIT. So once again, KIT, this is Karlsruhe Institute of Technology. So we're the research university in the Helmholtz associations. So one of the biggest in Germany. So we have around 20,000 students in all programs, bachelors and masters. There are like around 10,000 employees that are working here, and there are around 400 professors. We're also excellence university, and we have 2 excellence clusters, and our annual budget is more than 1 billion euros, and approximately half of it comes from the third-party funds. We're also high-rank university, so based on the QS World Rankings already for the coming year 25, we are located on the place 102 at the best universities in the whole world. We are also on the place 59 if we're talking about Europe. So it tells us that we are in the 7% of best universities in the world. And of course, if we are talking about Germany, it's place 6. Of course, it depends really on what subjects you are really want to study. If we are talking about HECTOR School, Business and Technology School of the KIT, I would like to tell you the 4 columns that define us. So first of all, this is the power of international networks. So we have regularly, annually around 60 students that are doing their master degrees here in all 6 master programs, and around half of them they have international background. They are either coming from abroad, or they have, they had some international semesters or international experience. So we're also trying to be on the edge of technology transfer and innovations. So we have around 60, so even 70% of our professors, they are coming from the university, so they're actually professors of the KIT, and the rest, like 30%, these are the professors, the docents that are coming from the industry. So we always try to keep this balance between theory and practice to be on the top of delivering the content. Management and technology, this is the combination that we provide, since our entire master program, it doesn't matter which one you choose, consists of 10 modules, 5 engineering modules and 5 management modules. So this is, as I mentioned, a great combination of management and technology. So you don't need to do any other extra management courses, maybe MBA. Everything will be already included during your master program. And we offer executive master programs. So as I mentioned, 10 modules. The duration of each module is 2 weeks. And there is also a break between the modules. And actually in these breaks, our students work and they gain working experience. So you don't need actually just to dedicate all your free time to study. No, you just need to be totally involved in the master program just for 2 weeks here in Karlsruhe. And then you can work around 1.5 months before the next module starts. So here a quick overview of all our 6 master programs. Of course, I will not tell today about every master program. However, for you to have just a general overview of what we are offering. So of course, this is the main topic for today, master program in energy engineering and management with focus on future energy systems and technologies. We also have master programs in financial engineering with focus on data science, machine learning and predictive analysis, information systems engineering and management. If you are keen on digital transformation, management of product development, just a pure focus of product development, then production and operations management, if you are interested in the global production transformation and supply chain management, and mobility systems, everything that is going around e-mobility or autonomous driving is packed here. So here you can see this overview. And as I mentioned, each master program consists of 10 modules, each has 5 management and 5 engineering modules. And today I will tell you about Master of Science in Energy Engineering and Management, and I would like to start with the content of it. So on the left hand side you can see 5 engineering modules, on the right hand side 5 management modules. So management modules are all the same for all master programs, and the students from different master programs, they are sitting next to each other and they're working together in the groups during the modules. So marketing, data science, finance, value, decision, risks, corporate innovation and entrepreneurship, and strategy and people. These are management modules. It is also worth to be mentioned, and as very important and interesting for our students, that actually the 4th management module, corporate innovation and entrepreneurship, it takes place in Spain, and our partner business school ESADE in Barcelona. So students, they usually spend there 2 weeks and they attend the lectures, and then they also receive the certificate that they covered a module abroad. So here are our engineering modules, and the main focus here is, of course, on the future energy systems and technology, with also one of the hot topics in renewables. If we are talking about hot topics, you can see the list of them here. So this is actually the overview of the key points what our students are studying during their engineering modules. So power generation is here, energy from biomass, white energy blends, it's hydrogen technology, energy storage, smart grids, system analysis, and of course market regulations. This is everything to be on the top of the delivering content, since European Union wants to be the first continent until the year 2030 to be like CO2 free, and this is also the thing that we would like our students to achieve and to prepare them in their profession. If we are talking about the cooperation with academic partners, as I mentioned already a little bit. So for the students for the energy engineering master programs, we offer one international management module in Spain, in ESADE, and the students, they really like it, and you don't need pay extra for this module, since everything is already packed in the tuition fees, and I will tell about it in the next slide. So we provide everything, facilities, of course, professors are also from our side, and students, they really like this module, and also they highly value the professionality of the teaching staff there. So here the overview of our key facts. So the program duration is approximately 20 months. So this also includes time to write your master thesis. You have from 6 to 9 months to write your master thesis. Of course, it depends on the master program that you choose, but if we are talking about energy, this is around 9 months. So program structure, as I already mentioned, 10 modules, and the duration of each module 2 weeks. These modules you need to spend here in Karlsruhe live, because all our lectures, they take place here in the city, in the building of international department, and we do not offer any online modules. Program content, as I already mentioned, 5 management modules, 5 engineering modules, and of course master thesis to obtain your Master of Science degree, which will be issued by KIT with 90 ECTS points. As I mentioned, we are part of KIT. We are business school of the KIT, so our teaching staff is from KIT, and your student card will be from KIT, and master certificate as well. We also have tuition fees, since we are business school, and these tuition fees are 9,000 euros for each semester. There are also additional extra KIT enrollment fees that goes directly to the KIT, so you can have access to the all KIT facilities, or also like the discount to the public transport. There is also possible to attend German courses for free after you pay this enrollment fee, and you can also take part on different sport activities and different clubs as well, so totally up to you. We have intake just once a year, so the program starts annually in the October. So actually this year we start on the 29th of September. And about the application deadlines, we don't have any application deadlines, since we have a rolling application process. However, since international students, they're required to have a visa to study in Germany, we encourage them to apply as soon as possible, because it always takes some time to apply for a visa and to receive it. So it's better for them to apply as soon as possible. About the application here, some admission requirements. Of course, we have academic requirements, professional, and language. So academic requirements, students need to have at least bachelor degree. In general, we're talking about our current students. They have really various and different backgrounds. Some of them even doing their master, I mean like the second master degree, but the first bachelor, this is the list that we require. Also professional requirements, we are talking about them. Depending on your bachelor degree, we require from 1 to 2 years of working experience. If we are talking about the current intake, for instance, usually they have from 3 to 5 years. Of course, we need to see your CV, your job reference, your letter of recommendation, and there will be 2 interviews, one with the program consultant, usually with me, and the second one is with the program director. This is the professor from the KIT who's responsible for the entire content of the entire master program, and then he will make this final decision whether you are admitted to the master program or not. Since all our master programs and energy, of course, in question, are taught in English, we also require English certificate that can be either TOEFL, IELTS, or equal proof of language. Of course, if English is your native language, you don't need to provide us with anything. And in our case, you also don't need to know German to study here because, as I mentioned, every lecture and every exercise, every practice is in English. So this is the part-time structure, how it looks like with all the modules and these breaks for the students to work. So we start this year on the 29th of September, then 2 weeks of management modules, like full-time from 8 till 5, maybe 5:30. And then Saturdays, students have usually exams. So they're marked here with gray. On the 4th of October and on the 11th of October, students have exams. And then that's it. With white, there is like no lecture free time, so no lectures, nothing. You won't receive also no presentations, no case study, nothing that is connected with the university. This is made on purpose for the students just to be concentrated on the working at the company or maybe at one of the institutes of the KIT. Students may also not be in Karlsruhe. That's also totally fine for us. However, when the next module comes, engineering module number 1, students need to come back to cover another modules, and the structure is the same. So 2 weeks here, then Saturdays exams take place. And yeah, I'm already on the finish of the presentation. Here you can see also like extra events, services that we are offering during the studies. So we also try to invite people from the industry and we organize also regular different webinars with the companies as well as with the institutes of the KIT. So there are different speakers from industry and from universities to discuss up-to-date and the freshest topics. There are also a big variety of events during the modules to build a good chemistry between the students, and also this is important for internationals to feel the part of the German university. So a lot of team building events, excursions, culture, sports, just like up on your taste, what would you would like. And also one of our benefits, this is online networking and alumni networks and alumni meetings. Since as I mentioned, we have annually 50, 60, sometimes 70 students, so they know each other quite good. And that's why even after they obtain their master degrees, their ways don't separate too much. And this community remains very strong. And our alumni are always searching for the students to work. So they're looking for the working students, and they are constantly asking us whether we have some good students for them to work at their companies. So this is also good possibilities for the current students to obtain jobs that will suit the plan, the study plan of the HECTOR school. Yeah, and this is like a little bit of about us. So you can see some pictures of the city. Like we really love our city. It's very colorful, very warm, and very sunny. This is, by the way, the second sunniest city in the whole country. So there are also a lot of festivals and like light games that are going on here, especially in summer. So despite the fact that the Karlsruhe is not such a big city, just a little bit more than 300,000 people living here, there are a lot of things to do. So you definitely will not get boring here. And this is the last slide for today. As a junior program consultant, I will be glad to answer all your questions if you have some, so please don't hesitate to contact me. So you can see here my email address, or you can just type my name and surname in LinkedIn and let us connect there. Also subscribe to our LinkedIn and YouTube channel to stay updated about all the news. And there are also good possibilities to meet us live as well as online to get to know us even better. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for your attention, and I will be glad to answer the questions that you have after the presentation.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Timmy, for all the insightful details you provided. Meanwhile, the Q&A is already partially answered, so let us take the questions. Like for Ansbach, all the questions were answered, so the rest is for Kate. But let us still take some of the Ansbach ones, because I saw Varun's recommendation to readdress some with Dr. Hoffman, because it's very more content related. However, first, the question came to Timmy. Hi, Timmy, are you the graduate of the school? How would you describe your study experience there as a former student?
Well, actually, I'm graduated from the main KIT. I was doing my master degree at the main KIT, and I was studying water science engineering during my master degree. However, I also, as a program consultant, to tell the students the insight, I mean, from the student perspective, I also attended several modules here from the HECTOR school. And like studying at KIT in general, I really appreciate it because, of course, it's very demanding, both in time and effort that you need to dedicate to the study, especially if we are talking about deadlines. Deadlines are sometimes very strict, and you need to deliver a big projects, really time consuming. So it's a little bit like Germans say, like sportive. So you need to be really deep into the thing that you are doing, but the result that you will receive, it's very impressive. And for me, for example, from my own experience, I'm like glad that I finished that I'm finished KIT, that I'm a KIT alumni, and also even at the main KIT, not only talking about the HECTOR school, the combination of theory and practice, this is like the thing that I couldn't find in my bachelor. So I also really appreciate it, and it was like really cool to see that the knowledge that you receive here, this is not just a pure theoretical, but you can really see working in labors or in institute of the KIT, how your knowledge work out.
Great, thank you so much. Now question for Dr. Hoffman. Are petroleum engineering graduates eligible to the SES program?
Yeah, thank you for this question. In general, I would say yes. So as a petroleum engineer, you have all the engineering background, and if you now decide to change into renewable energy, into smart energy, then I think this might be a good opportunity and definitely fulfills all the requirements.
Great, thank you so much. Back to Temi. Very bureaucratic question. Is a certificate issued by the HECTOR school specifically? Is the certificate issued by the HECTOR school specifically, or on the general level by the KIT?
Well, it's actually on the general level by the KIT. So as I mentioned, as a part of HECTOR school, we have lecturers and professors from the KIT. Our students, they have student cards, I mean student identity cards of the KIT. They have access to all the facilities of KIT, and your Master of Science certificate will be also issued by KIT. So you will be actually just a KIT alumni.
Another question to Dr. Hoffman, which was already answered, but I would like to mention it once again. It was about the coding experience. Are students expected to have prior programming experience, or are there additional support resources for those with less background in coding?
So in the first semester, there is the basic LabVIEW programming lecture where you get introduced into the graphical programming and you get introduced to the basic concepts like while loops, for loops, if-else statements. So even with really no programming background, you will be able to follow this lecture and gather some basic knowledge about programming. In AI Basics, you will work mainly with Python, and there you will also have some basic introduction sessions, and you can work on your own skills and improve your programming skills. It is not necessary to have programming skills when you enter the program, but it will be definitely helpful to be excited about programming. So you should be interested in learning it, and then there's no problem.
Great. Thank you. Back to me. Question to HECTOR School. Hello, thank you for the informative webinar. Say you have a working visa. Can you study with a work visa? Secondly, can I study part-time and work in a company during the off weeks after exams? Thank you.
So first of all, thank you that you liked the presentation and the webinar. Actually, if international students are coming to Germany, especially to the KIT, the HECTOR school, they need student visa and not a working visa. However, if you already have working visa and you are already in Germany, it's better actually to ask your embassy, because sometimes it is actually allowed, but there are just very rare cases. So not to lie to you, it's better to ask at the authorities. If we are talking about working simultaneously, as I mentioned, this is actually the idea behind our executive master programs. So when the module is done, before the next module starts, you have this 1.5 months lecture free time, so you can be just dedicated to the work, to your company, and of course you are more than welcome to work.
Then there is a first of all, thank you, Tamir. And there is a broader question. Can I study renewable energy engineering with a health information management degree? It doesn't specifically mention the program names. Or maybe you meant renewable energy engineering and management. I don't know. I will ask this question to both of you. Tamir, is it possible?
It actually depends on the lectures and on the subjects that you had during your bachelor degree. We have mathematics and stochastic and probability as a must-have subjects for all master programs. So if you have sufficient number of hours or ECTS point in these subjects, of course, you are welcome to apply to the program. However, we can understand that since you are studying health information management, maybe there were not so many lectures that they dedicated to the energy and energy studying during the bachelor degree. And for this case, we actually offer crash courses before the start of the module. This is made especially for the students who have lack of certain subjects in the bachelor. So in general, you can apply, but of course we need to have a look at your transcript of records from bachelor.
Thank you. Dr. Hoffman?
Okay, so in our case, again, it depends on your bachelor study. If there are enough parts that fulfill the engineering part, then it might be possible to join the program. So we don't have any specific requirements regarding modules in the bachelor. In general, we require some engineering background.
Dr. Hoffman, maybe I can stay with you because Tamir answered the question that if you are a native English speaker or previous studies were fully in English, you don't need extra proof. Is it the same with you for
Yes,
Ansbach?
yes,
Okay.
that's easy. It's exactly the same.
Thank you. Timmy, the question from Ramil. Can you explain what does it mean application open for whole year? If I apply in October, will I have the response right away so that I can start my visa procedures?
Well, it means that we don't have any deadlines when you should actually apply. In many universities or high schools, there is actually a deadline for international students, but we don't have ones. However, as I mentioned, as an international students, they need student visa, so you need to apply better as soon as possible. Since our master program starts in October, I mean, actually on the 29th of September, of course, German students, they apply even on August or even I saw some cases of the students who applied in the beginning of September and they were still on time. So they had 1 month for the application process and they were on time to start their master study. However, for internationals, it will be unfortunately impossible just because of the student visa. So that's, but for us, it generally doesn't matter if international, for example, applies in January or in April, in May. It's up to you, but please be sure that you have enough time to deal with the embassy or consulate.
Thank you. Regarding the application, dear attendees for Ansbach, there is also, direct application. However, it was already mentioned that you need VPD from UniAssist, which takes time and also some resources, financial. So please take into account this because you need 4 to 6 weeks to wait for this UniAssist VPD verification. Without that, you will not be able to apply to a program, if I stated correctly. Yes, okay,
Yes.
thank you. All right. So there were some questions for Ansbach in terms of the German language, and Varun mentioned all the certificates that are accepted. One point is that you don't, so what is interesting is that you can apply and be admitted without the proof of language proficiency, but you need them for the enrollment. So in case you don't have the German certificate right now, feel free to still apply because you have time before you are enrolled at the study program, before you come to Germany to still get the certificate. And I think this A2 certificate is not that difficult, so you will be able to. And I will also copy, Varun, your text just in chat so that maybe somebody wants to see it again as oh, I cannot copy it now. But yeah, dear attendees, you can open then the page link, which is in chat, and see the information about the languages there as well. Another question for Kaite. Does the program offer preparatory courses or bridge modules for students from a natural sciences background to strengthen their engineering and technical knowledge?
Yes. So if our application committee notices that the student didn't have in bachelor, during the bachelor enough hours or maybe CTS points from program-related subjects, of course, we offer them to take part on our crash courses, and this is actually 1, sometimes 2 weeks like course, like a preparatory course to obtain the required level of the technical subject that I need for the master programs. So of course we we offer this, and we offer this annually. So before the first engineering modules, students have such a possibility. So you don't need to be afraid that you have degree in natural science. So if you are like really passionate about the energy, of course, you will have the possibility to be not only admitted, but also to attend such preparatory courses.
Thank you. I will start now with Dr. Hoffman, and maybe Timur, you can take some of the questions in written, or at least one. There are some more, and I will also address the same question too, because I think initially it came also for HECTOR school. But Dr. Hoffman, maybe it's also, you could elaborate, is it possible to transfer credits from another university if somebody wants to do either second master or not completed master, but then already had some courses?
Yeah, thank you for this question. So it again depends on the modules you want to get. Accredited. So if there's a match with our schedule, then yes, it is possible. So if you already have visited some course for artificial intelligence basics that has more or less the same content, then it would be possible to replace this module with an already visited course.
Thank you. And is it also possible to apply for multiple programs at the university, or are there some restrictions?
In principle, it is possible to take 2 courses in parallel. It again depends on your own work capacity. So if you can manage to handle 2 courses in parallel, then yeah, you can do that.
But basically, you can apply for as many courses as you want. And you can use the same VPD because it's only issued for Ansbach University of Applied Sciences, not for a course in specific. So you can apply for a number of courses, even if you want to err on the safe side, that if you might not be accepted for one course, you might be admitted for the other one.
Thank you. And also to VPD, it's valid for 1 year. So even if the deadlines are different for the programs, the application programs, still you can use the same VPD. Thank you very much to both of you. Yeah, Timur, yes, so you are done with one question. So this question also to you, is it possible to transfer credits from a different program?
The thing is, it is possible, but it is possible if you already have master degree. So if you already finished your first master degree and you would like to obtain the second one at the HECTOR school, then of course it is possible. However, it is possible not to bring all of them or just a part of it, but you need to provide us with your transcript of records and with your curriculum. I mean, like with the plan, like this, like module handbook, where all lectures are described, so we could compare the content that you had and the content that we offer, so they're more or less on the same level in order to accept some credits and to overtake them.
Thank you. The continuation of a previous question, Timur, to you again about the job visa. I know you already gave a hint to this question as well, like as an answer, but maybe to repeat to help ISATA. Thank you once again to HECTOR School. Yes, say one already works in German company, so should he still switch back to student visa even when he will be working part-time?
It's actually a good question because you will be working part-time, however, you will be enrolled as a full-time student. So this is why you will receive all the documents from the KIT and they will be full-time students. For example, I can tell that our German students who already have been working here, before they started their master degrees here, so they work full-time, and even after the beginning of the master program, they continue to work full-time. However, they are Germans, so in the international case, if we're talking about international students, it's better to ask the embassy or consulate, because it's sometimes a tricky question. It depends not only on the citizenship you have, but also on what type of job you have, how many hours, what is your salary. So it depends on many factors, and it's for me a little bit problematic to say right now whether you need to switch or not, but the embassy can give you the whole answer on the questions.
Mhm. And also for this, if I may add, dear Isata, we don't have to go back home. You can also like find your the embassy which is responsible for you in Germany. It will be either in Berlin or Frankfurt or sometimes Munich, and then they will also have answers. And also, in case even if you need to switch to student visa, you will have, first of all, benefits in terms of price decrease in insurance and so on and so forth. And you are still allowed to work part-time. So it will not mean anything. You, as an international student, you can work part-time during the semester or full-time during the semester breaks. This is legal and you can do it. And after graduation, you are eligible to apply for 18 months visa. This doesn't exactly answer your question because we don't want to misdirect you in this regard. However, the first point will be to contact the embassy responsible for you in this case, or check out the Ausländerbehörde also could be helpful. All right. There was a question for Ansbach, Dr. Hoffmann, in terms, because you mentioned the master thesis, which is also frequently done with the partner companies. And the question was, does the university have partnerships with companies for master thesis projects, or do students need to find a company independently? And maybe as an addition, can it be done abroad as in a company?
Okay, so first question, do we have partners? So we have partners that we work together with. It is also possible for students to find their own partners. So if you are interested in a special topic, in a special product, if you want to deal with some new idea, then it's also possible to start with your own company that you select. And of course, it's also possible to do your master thesis abroad. So right now, we have master thesis together with Brazil and also with Mexico.
Great. Thank you. And the last question for Temir. Are there specific career paths for graduates who want to focus on research and development rather than industrial applications?
Well, for sure, because after you obtain your master degree here, there are actually two career paths possible. So of course, the first possibility is to go to work at the company or in any other place. However, it is also possible, and actually there are some students every year who choose the second path, is to do the doctor and to obtain the doctor degree. So and doctor, you mainly focus on research and development. So of course there is possible, and you can even proceed with your way at the KIT. So it's also totally up to you. And the main thing that I would like to tell you that despite the fact that you have 90 ECTS points after you obtain our master degree, you don't have any problems to receive a doctor position afterwards.
Great. Thank you. And the very last question that came is from Asafa about scholarships, fellowships to EASE program fees. For Ansbach, there are no tuition fees. It's a public university. In case you want to have a scholarship, you can also apply for 𝘗𝘪𝘵, which is also true for KIT. You can always, because they are not program dependent, so you apply separately to a program application and scholarship, for example, from 𝘗𝘪𝘵. There are also promotion of talent organizations, which you can apply to. There are 12 of them. Usually they require some knowledge of German, but since for example, for Ansbach, you still need to provide German certificate, this could be also something you could consider. For KIT, so there still applies, and the promotion of talent organizations are also in place. But do you have anything additional to help with the tuition fees?
For the master program in energy engineering and management, unfortunately not. We have for two other master programs, but unfortunately not for this one. However, there is a web page on our website about their like different scholarship opportunities. I mean, they're external ones, so we don't have any cooperations with them, but there is like a list with at least 30 or 35 of them, so you can go through it and then to choose the proper one for yourself. But of course, you need to fulfill all the requirements because these are external ones.
Great.